guys, welcome back to Winnie's Corner, a safe place for women to learn and grow. Today, I'll be taking a very important and relevant question. But before I start, I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to thank all my viewers, those of you watching all the time. I just want to appreciate you. Those of you encouraging me to keep on, I just want to appreciate you. Thank you for your support and encouragement, and may God bless you. And if it's your first time on my channel, please do well to click the subscribe button and click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button so you won't miss out anytime I upload a new video. So someone sent me a question and said she is engaged to this guy for some months now, and the person is making plans on coming to start the marriage procedure. But she has noticed some things that are not going well. The first thing she mentioned in the question was the aspect of disrespect. And she mentioned that it was not like that before. It's just now, that she's seeing the disrespectful tendency that the person has towards her. And then she has also mentioned the fact that the person doesn't listen to her when she says something. And then she also mentioned the fact that the person has not even come to see her mom yet. So all of these things are in her mind and she's thinking about it. And then she reached out to me after watching some of my videos and she wants my thought on it. So I'm going to start by saying that the fact that she has noticed that there is something wrong, it's a good start. Marriage, some women just go ahead and get into marriage without sorting out things. So it's good that she is in a place where she can find out that, oh, this thing is wrong, this thing is wrong, this thing is wrong, and even try to ask for someone's opinion. So that is a good place to be. So I'm not in any position to tell her what to do in a relationship. I'm just here to give my thoughts. And I do pray, and I hopefully pray that the Father is going to intervene and show her the right way to go. The greatest thing you can do for yourself in marriage is to marry the right person. Ask people who have been married. If you make a mistake to marry the wrong person, you are finished. Especially for us women. It is very important that you marry the right person. That is the foundation for a successful, respectful relationship, is to marry the right person. What do I mean by the right person? The person that you think fits into what you want. The person that you think fits into your standards, your values. That is the right person for you. Every person, every woman has his or her standards for the kind of man that they would like to share their life with. And for us Christians, our standard is a Christian as well, a Christian husband, a Christian wife. So the most important thing, or the first thing to look at, or the most important thing for a successful, fruitful marriage is to marry the right person, the person that meets your standards, your values, the person that you want. Everyone knows who they want. It varies according to the person. The kind of person I want might not be the kind of person you want, because we are two different people with two different views and two different personalities. So it's important that you marry a man that fits into your values and fits into your standards. That is the first thing I'm going to mention. So after knowing that the most important thing for you to do for yourself in marriage is to get involved with the right person, let's now go ahead. I'll go ahead to say that the fact that someone says they want to marry you does not mean you have to marry them. That's the first thing I'm going to say. The fact that someone says they want to marry you does not mean that you have to marry them. Why am I saying this? It's because in the society where we live today, women are always under pressure that we do not take time to think when someone approaches us for marriage, if that is the person we want to marry. So the person might have engaged you, or the person might have given you a ring, but the question you should ask is that the right person for me? And that is when you use the time you have to think during the time between when you were engaged and moving towards the marriage. That is the time you use to know if that person is the right person for you or not. That is why most churches, after you've shown your intention to marry someone, they take you for marriage counseling. They make sure they let you guys understand what you're getting into. Most churches, they give you the time for courtship. Courtship is the time for you to know your partner. Courtship is the time for you to know your partner, to know if you want to continue in that relationship that is leading to marriage or not. And at that time, if you find that this person doesn't meet my standard, or this person is not the right person that I would like to build my life with, then you have every right to call it off. That is the time that is given to you, because once the marriage has been conducted, once the I do's have been said, it becomes a different ball game. So this is the right time for to ask this question, because you are not yet married, you are not yet committed to that person. So you have this opportunity for you to see if this is the respectful person that you would like to share your life with. Another thing I want to mention is the importance for us to know what is important for marriage. What is important for marriage is not the person's outward look. Beauty, cuteness, handsomeness, and all those things that the world pushes ahead to let us look at. We are being blinded. Those things are not what makes up a good marriage. A girl might be beautiful without flaw from head to toe, but their content is nothing. When it comes to marriage, you marry the contents. When it comes to marriage, for us women, we marry the man's mind because of submission. Women are called to submit to a man's authority. So if you are called to submit to a man's authority, you need to look at the most important thing in that man, which is the man's mind. When you are marrying a man, you are marrying the man's mind. You are not marrying the man's outward look, like most people will say. No, the way someone looks is important for marriage, but it is not as important. It's nothing as important as compared to what that outward look, what that container carries. As a woman, you should know that when you are marrying a man, you are marrying the man's contents. You are not marrying the outward look. Because many people have been fooled. You look so cute. Will you marry me? Yes. And the next thing, after 1 week divorce, after 1 month divorce, because what matters is not the content. Because what matters is not the outward look, but the content. Let me give you an example. Have you been in a situation where you see a very beautiful girl and you admire the girl so much? You're like, oh, she's so beautiful, and you are attracted to the girl, whether I'm talking about friend, whether it's just a friend or just someone you met. Everyone is attracted to beauty. But have you seen a situation where once you go close to that person and they open their mouth to talk, you just see how rubbish is coming out, and immediately the beauty you saw in them means nothing? That is how it is in marriage. That is how it will be even in marriage. You can get married to the most beautiful person on earth. If their contents is zero, you won't last. The fact that there is a lot of divorce going on doesn't mean that marriage is failing. It means that marriage is being done the wrong way. The fact that there is a lot of divorce going on doesn't mean that marriage is failing. Marriage is not failing. God doesn't fail. God that instituted marriage does not fail. But we fail in that institution because of our content, because of the wrong reasons in which we get married to that person. And for us women, the man we marry determines our future. We don't even know how important it is. The man you marry determines your future, whether you like it or not. That is how God has made it. There is God, there is the man, and there is the woman. And the man is the head of the family. The man is the leader of the family. And the position in which the man is makes it easy for that position to be abused. That is why many women are abused by their husbands, because the husbands have abused their own position. Because the position of a head is to lead and is not to control. But most women get into relationships where they are being controlled and not being led. So that's why we need to be careful. This person I'm getting married to, is he going to control me or is going to lead me? I'm going to also talk about red flags. Many people, people don't take red flags seriously. They think that after getting married to the person is going to change. Marriage does not change anyone. Marriage reveals them instead. Those red flags that you're seeing now and you're looking at, even though they mean so much to me, even though they mean so much to you, even though you cannot deal with them, it will only get worse. Don't think that once you go and marry that person, or once you go and sign that paper and you are legally married or whatever, don't think that everything is now going to be exposed. If he was disrespecting you a little bit before, he's going to disrespect you more now. If he was controlling you a little bit before, he's going to control you more now, because now he feels like he has more right to do that. The disrespect you are feeling in the relationship, if you've tried to address it many times and it's not working, if you've tried your best to really try for him to see how disrespectful he is to you and there's nothing changing, it will not change, because we do not have the ability to change anyone. Only God has the ability to change anyone. And that is why our marriages is supposed to be in God's hands. Your wife, your husband, that's why it's advised to marry to a man whose heart is in the Lord's hands. Because a man whose heart is in the Lord's hands, the Father has authority over him. And someone who has God's authority over him, then you are on the right side, because you know that when things happen, the Father has the ability to transform his heart, to turn his heart in favor of you and in favor of your marriage and the plan he has for that marriage. The fact that someone says they want to marry you does not mean that you have to marry them. And the fact that you love someone does not mean that you have to marry them. We need to be very clear, because most times most people will say that, but I love him. I love him. Love is not enough when it comes to marriage. I'm going to say it again. Love is not enough when it comes to marriage. Love is just one thing. Marriage is love, sacrifice, respect, commitment, care, and many other things brought together. So the fact that you love someone doesn't mean that you should marry them. And the fact that someone proposed to you doesn't mean that you have to marry them. People who take their time waiting for the right person hardly make mistakes. People who take their time waiting for the right person hardly make mistakes. I've heard a lot of testimonies of women who waited on husbands. I've heard a lot of stories of women who waited for the right person for years. It's better to take years and wait for the right person than to just stand up and get married to the wrong person. Because you will say that, oh, whatever happens, I will divorce. Divorce itself is not easy. Ask those who have been divorced and they will tell you that they had better not get into the relationship. So it's very important for you to know that the fact that you love someone doesn't mean that they are the right person for you to marry. Because we love wrong people all the time. We love people who are not marriage materials. You can love someone, but the person is not a marriage material, whether it's a man or a woman. I mentioned last time in my video that marriage is not a verb, it's a noun, which means it's just a name of something. But it's what you do with marriage that gives it its value, its worth. So the fact that you're marrying a disrespectful person doesn't mean that marriage has the ability to change them to be respectful. Only God has the ability to change someone. But we should not be naive that we think that we can just go ahead and do anything for God to work for us in the future. The time for you to ask the Father to do something in that man's life, it's now. And it also depends if he's in the position for the Father to do something in his life. Because most of us, we think that when someone goes to church, it means that they should get married. It means they are Christians. Not everyone that goes to church is a Christian. We know that. Some of the worst things happens in the church. What does that tell us? Not everyone that enters the door of the church is a Christian. So you need to know that man's content. A man who does not have the love of God in his heart, a man in whom God does not have authority over, it's danger. And glory be to God that I didn't meet such a person. Because it's very important. Because what disrespect does to a woman, we cannot know until you face it. Disrespect takes away everything from you. And someone that disrespects you will not listen to you, will not care about your opinion, will not care about what you think. And that is why you mentioned in your question that when you talk to him, he doesn't listen. He cuts the phone on you because he doesn't value you. Those are red flags that you're supposed to take very seriously. Those are red flags. Disrespect and his inability to consider you to be part of his life and listen to you when you give advice. How can you be a helpmeet to such a person? It will be hard because the Bible says that women are called to be helpmeet to a man. We have a ministry in a man's life, the helping ministry. It's not a small ministry. The woman carries a lot of weight in that family. You carry a lot of weight, and that is why it's important that you marry a man that will listen to you. Because women are wise. Women are builders. You cannot build something when the head does not agree for you to build. And also the last thing I want to mention is the fact that he has not seen your mother. That is also another red flag. Because a man who engages a woman and said, I want to marry you, without ever seeing your mother, without ever seeing your mother, the person that bore you, it's unacceptable. Because I don't know what his intentions. To me, it's my opinion. To me, I feel like his intentions are not clear. Because most times, people with clear intention, remember I said most times, because people can manipulate situations a lot. But most times, people with clear intentions, people who really mean to be with you, people who really have good intention for you, they start by, after knowing you, they Next thing is they want to get to know your mother, your father, your sisters, and those that matter the most to you. Because that is a village. That is your village. People who truly love you, they love what matters to you. You have every right to have what you have, what you want. You have every right to have someone that meets your standards, your values, your qualities. It's your life. It's your decision. No one should make the decision for you. If the person is not right for you, it's your decision to make. The first thing is have a conversation with the person. Tell the person the things that you don't like and the things that you're seeing, and that you don't appreciate it. And the second thing, and I just want to mention that the fact that you tell someone doesn't mean that they are really going to change. People can be deceitful, especially when they want to get you to marry them. A woman can pretend to a man until when she marries that man, and then everything changes. So can a man pretend to a woman until when she wants to marry that man, then everything changes. So when you're going to have the conversation, be wise when having the conversation. Make him understand how you feel about it and the fact that you're not going to take it. But that is not going to be enough because people can pretend, like I've said. That is why you need to pray to the Father. Ask the Father for his direction. You cannot go through this stage without involving the Father. Don't base your decision on marrying this person on external things. Base it on internal things. How well does the person know God? Are you sure that that person's heart, are you sure that that person's heart is in the hands of God? Are you sure that God has authority over him? Because that will be your security. The fact that the person's heart is in the hands of God is your security. Because we can never have security for men. So that is just what I thought I should share with you. I hope this was a blessing. I really do hope that this little thing I've said helps you to make a decision, whatever it is. And may God continue to bless you and let you know that he loves you. Thank you for listening. God bless you all and see you next week for another video. Bye-bye.